This has been used so many times in the last month or so. This thing right here is the Tree Root Quick Release Travel Tripod by Ulanzi, and it is the best tripod I've used to date. But for context, since 2018, I've been using this carbon fiber tripod from a company called Zome. And since then, to be honest, it really hasn't held up. So when it was time for me to finally get a new one, I reached out to Ulanzi asking if they have any available tripods for me to test out. And they actually responded and said, we actually have a new one that's coming out and we would love to send it to you as long as you promise to make a video about it. And I said, sure, why not? But to be honest with you, I wasn't really that excited because they didn't really give me any more details other than it's a brand new tripod. And boy, was I surprised. So I want to be completely clear, Ulanzi did send me a tripod in exchange for making this video, but everything that I'll be sharing with you today is of my own opinion because I love this tripod so much, but there are, maybe one or two things that I would like to see improved in the future. So the legs of this tripod is made from M40 carbon fiber, making it durable and lightweight. The center column is made out of metal as well as most of the ball head. The shape of the legs are almost triangular, but with a smooth, edgeless design, making them comfortable to grip and compact when you fold them in. Now, according to Ulanzi, compared to the T300 carbon fiber, the M40 offers 60% more stiffness. Now, obviously, I couldn't really verify that. However, I will attest to the fact that I once dropped this about from this height onto solid concrete, and I was terrified to check it because I was almost certain that it would just be obliterated. And thankfully, it hasn't. I mean, it doesn't have any scratches even, which is really remarkable. I think the lightness of the legs kind of fools you into thinking that this tripod is very fragile, but in fact it isn't. So when folded, this tripod is quite small at only around 18 inches tall and weighs in at around 3 pounds. This tripod also has a quick lock mechanism, which basically means that these locks only require a third of a twist and they unlock the legs, making deployment much easier and faster. Now for comparison, this is how it's been for me using my old Zome tripod. I would have to completely loosen the legs before I can pull them out, and sometimes they actually come off. So the great thing about the Tree Root Quick Release Travel Tripod is that it doesn't come off. So there's like a locking mechanism that prevents it from actually completely disengaging. Again, it only requires a third of a twist, so it's really, really convenient. The minimum height when deployed is around 6 inches, and the maximum height with the center column fully extended is about 61 inches. And when you're ready to pack up, you can one twist each lock and simply invert the tripod. So I'm going to talk about the ball head because this has got to be my favorite feature. They've designed this very versatile ball head with a locking control trigger, adjustable dampers, and this really clever mounting system. One of my absolute favorite accessories from Ulanzi or Falcam are these F38 quick release plates. I used them for all of my gear, even the magnetic mount for my iPhone. The Tree Root Quick Release Travel Tripod they sent me came with the F38 Pro ball head. This ball head not only accommodates the F38 plates, but also Arca Swiss plates and even the Peak Design standard plates. This is great and convenient if you've been using Arca Swiss plates for a while and have no real plans to switch out to a new system. The ball head's locking trigger is very easy to use. Instead of the usual tightening or loosening mechanism, you can just unlock or lock with a flick of this trigger. The ball head can rotate all around and be locked into any angle that you like. You can also adjust the tension using this damping dial to tighten or loosen the movement of the ball head. It can also be configured like this if you want to take vertical shots. And I also like how you're able to adjust it to a specific degree. The max payload for just the ball head itself is about 11 pounds. So this tripod has a minimum height of 6 inches, but you obviously can't do that with this center column going all the way down. So for you to get it low to the ground, you will have to remove the center column. Now for my old tripod, I couldn't really remove the center column. I can only raise it, which prevents me from getting really, really low angles using this tripod. The Tree Root has a quick release center column that makes it much easier to remove it. You just take 2 fingers and gently lift here, then push it to release the lock. Now you can take the bottom part of the center column and deploy the legs. Ulanzi also added some cool details to this tripod, such as anchor points in case you want to carry the tripod with a strap, and this F22 quick release plate compatible with their F22 Magic Arm that can then be used to attach different things such as your phone, for example, a monitor, or even an external battery if you're doing time lapses. The rubber feet for the legs can also be removed to expose these spikes that can help you secure the tripod in different environments. And of course, you also have this little hook at the bottom to hang your camera bag, for example, for added stability when shooting. So even though I don't get to travel a lot, it doesn't mean that I don't get to appreciate the innovations and the design of this tripod. There's so many things that I love about it, but my favorite thing has to be the ball head because of how freely you can move it around, and the adjustability that it offers is just unparalleled compared to the other ball heads that I've tried. Not to mention that the quick release plate at the top is super convenient, even if you're not using the F38 quick release plates by Ulanzi. I appreciate the addition of this F22 quick release mount. I love the quick release mechanism for the legs, makes it super easy and convenient to deploy them, and I love the overall form factor. Most importantly, I love the build quality because the build quality makes this tripod extremely stable. And this is a true story. Right before I reached out to Ulanzi, I was actually very close to purchasing the Peak Design tripod. Now, I love Peak Design. I love their bags and some of their other accessories, but I was visiting a friend one time and he actually owned the Peak Design tripod. He had me try it, and I'll be honest with you, the center column for the Peak Design tripod wasn't nearly as stable as the one here in the Tree Root by Ulanzi. Even the ball head didn't feel as substantial. So when I tried to mount my camera and tried using the tripod, it just felt a little bit too flimsy for me. Don't get me wrong, Peak Design makes amazing products and the quality was definitely there. But something about the weight just didn't really sit well with me. Obviously, because it's light, it's easier to carry, but I would prefer it to be very sturdy and durable compared to it being super light. But that's just me, that's my personal preference. The only thing I don't like about this is this trigger right here, so I can change the angle of the legs. I feel like the button is way too short or small because I have to reach all the way up here to press it and then pull the legs apart, which is kind of difficult. I just wish that the switch was maybe lower or maybe even a little bit longer so I can just press here, which gives me a little bit more leverage to pull the legs apart. So that just makes it a little bit more difficult for me to open up the legs. And the travel of the button when you press it isn't even that much. So you really have to press it before you can completely unfold the legs. The other thing that I would like to see, I would like this center column utilized a little bit more. There's some areas here that I feel like could fit, I don't know, maybe some accessories like a hex key or something that you could take along with you. I just feel like that this center column with this amazing build quality can be further utilized by adding some accessories that you can take along with you. And to be honest with you, those are really the only things I have to complain about. They're not even really major complaints. Now, I understand the full retail is going to be around $500, which is very expensive, but I'm confident that once you hold it in your hands, you'll understand why it costs that much. And once you start using it, you'll definitely appreciate the level of detail and the development that they've put into this particular tripod. So those are my thoughts on the Tree Root Quick Release Travel Tripod by Ulanzi. Check it out in the link below. So I want to say thanks again to Ulanzi. Really happy with this tripod. Thank you for sending this to me. This has been used so many times in the last month or so. Thank you for watching this video. And if you liked it, please do consider subscribing because that helps support the channel. And I'll see you guys again very soon.